that is what I call spalting. We're at some kind of bowl shape now. Problem we've got is this wood is really porous. There's lots and lots of little voids in here. So what we're going to do, we're going to sand it probably to about 240. We're going to need to harden this up, so we need some sanding sealer from Chestnut. We're going to put plenty of this on at about 240. Then we're probably going to sand again, probably from about 180 through to about 400. Probably end up with 3 coats of sanding sealer on it by the time it's finished, and that should harden the surface and give us a nice clean surface ready to turn this around. This spalting is amazing. It's probably some of the deepest spalting I've seen in beech. There's a bit of a mark up here which we'll need to probably still turn away. Don't like this little bit of a mark. But yeah, I think this is going to look quite nice when it's finished. Right guys, it's the first coat of sanding sealer on there. It's dried. It's not actually too bad. This is working better than I thought it was going to be, to be honest. Maybe I'll only need 2 coats. What we're doing now, we're going to sand it, probably start at about 120 through to maybe 320 or something like that again, and just then put some more sanding sealer on. There's a little bit here that needs, I'll probably hand sand this with something a bit coarser just to get rid of it. But yeah, and then another coat of sanding sealer. And again, I love this spalting. So deep. Come back to you when that's done. Right, this is 3rd coat of sanding sealer. We've sanded it right through to 400 grit now. Fairly happy with the finish. So we're just going to put this coat on now. Let it dry. I'll probably go over it with a very fine sanding pad just to denib it. And then what I'm going to do, because what I want to do, I want to make this shiny. I want this as shiny as possible. So what we're going to do, we're going to put some spray lacquer on it. Probably about 4 or 5 coats. And then we're going to turn it around. We're going to empty the inside. We're going to take out the inside. And then I'm going to put it on the buffing rod and put some wax on as well. So look at this. Probably 3rd time I've said it. The spalting is absolutely stunning. It's the actual colour's a bit boring. I was so tempted to put some colour on it. Beech is, as you know, quite a boring wood really, so tempted to put some colour on it. But I don't know. What do you reckon? What do you think? No, there's a massive bit of spalting in there. We'll leave it as it is. Although we could put some colour on, can't we? If I put some colour on, we could always take it off, I suppose. It won't take a lot of sanding off. No, leave it. No, definitely leave it. Leave it. Just we're going to let this dry, and then we're going to see what we can do to make it shiny. Guys, this is dry now, so what we're going to do, just got some, this is 600 grit sanding pad. I'm just going to lightly go over this, don't need to have the lathe turning, just to denudate a bit, any lumps of the sanding sealer that might just be on the surface. Here we go, all olive net out now. This is looking lovely. This spot is really, again, said it a few times, it looks lovely. So we're going to sand it now. We'll do the same as what we did on the outside. Sand it starting about with 80 grit just for a while, and go down to 240, put some sanding sealer on, and then probably repeat that, but probably won't start at 80, we'll probably start at 120 and then go down through to 400. It's going to need at least 2 coats of sanding sealer on the inside as well. Still very porous, where the wood's been rotting. Yeah, looks over good. So I'm going to start sanding now, and I'll come back to you when it's finished. Right, we've now sanded this within an inch of its life. I believe the camera just broke and stopped, so you didn't see me turn the rest of the inside out. What I'm going to do, I want to go back to the colouring side of things. I think beech is quite boring. This is fantastic, but this is quite boring. So what we're trying to do, I've just sanded this side a bit more as well. I'm going to put some Danish oil on it, with the hope that the Danish oil is going to just dull this down a little bit, sand this a little bit more light brown. That's the theory anyway. It's had 3 coats of sanding sealer on, so it's quite solid now. It's been left overnight to properly cure as well, so the bowls are quite hard. So yeah, we're going to put some Danish oil on, and we'll see what happens. There we go. Well, this is still so porous. Yeah, this is more like it. Right, this is this is amazing. Now I love this colour. What we're going to do now, because Danish oil was actually a hardening oil, so it will fairly similar to sanding sealer, so it will get in there and it will make the surface even harder. So what we're going to do now, we're going to leave this for a good few hours, give it a dry, probably at least 1 more coat of the Danish oil, and then we're going to try and make it shiny. I've just taken it off the lathe, still on the chuck. We're not quite finished yet, but I just wanted to properly show you how this Danish oil is getting into the wood. It's had time to dry now, so I'm just going to give it another coat, and it's just a lot easier this way because I can just pour it in. There we go. I'll give this another good few hours to soak in, and again it will make this wood solid. This was quite, in fact it was incredibly porous when we started turning it. Loads and loads of tear out when we were turning it, and it's just coming along stunning now. I think you can see that. Let's try and get it light a little bit better. This is quickly turning into one of my favourite bowls. quite a large bowl as well, so probably 12 inches. So yeah. Right, so we're back on the lathe. I think it's going really well with the Danish oil. Lovely colour. So what we're going to do now, we're going to apply a gloss finish. So I'm going to use the melamine spray lacquer from Chestnut. I've not used this that much before, but what we're going to do, we're probably going to put 3-4 coats on. Probably won't show you all of that. There's no need. But then we're also then going to put it on the buffing wheel, and we're going to add a wax. Like I said to you at the beginning, I want this as shiny as possible, inside and out. It's not going to have food in. If it was going to have food in, I'd probably just leave it with the Danish oil finish on the inside and put this on the outside. It's just going to be involved first. Table centerpiece. So right, we're going to apply this with the lathe off. Yeah, and we'll see how we go. Right, we're back. This is day 3. Unbelievable. Just drying time really. This is looking, I think, quite amazing, to be honest. What we're going to do now, it's already had 3 coats of lacquer on, and the Danish oil. Everything's hardened, everything's gone, set. So what we're going to do, we're going to put some more lacquer on. We're probably going to put at least another 2 coats on before we take this to the buffing wheel, and we'll see how shiny we can make it. Okay, so all together now, this has had, I think it's about 8 coats. It's had a couple that were still on the lathe. Yeah, and I think it's had 6 since I took it off. And it's looking really good. Now what we have got, we've just got a couple of areas in here where the lacquer's just accumulated a little bit. So there's a few sort of high spots. So what I'm going to do is put this. Go back to the 600 grit pad and just give it a little rub in the areas. It's just enough to set that top of the lacquer off, but not enough to show any scratches. And just finishes it off really well. You can feel on this side as well where it's perhaps a little bit rough. The buffing wheel will get rid of a lot of that, but just give it a wipe over. Yeah. Alright, let's come out. Crack in. There you go, guys. It's finally finished. I love the way this has come out. You see, this is like glass on this side. Considering how porous and how rotten this wood still was when we first sort of turning it. I'm really happy how this is coming out. This spalting. Also happy how the Danish oil worked. First time I've done that really to change the colour. Just taking it down to this lightish brown colour rather than the whiteness of the beech. Yeah, chuffed. It's it's a nice bottle, this one. I think this is a keeper. So yeah, if you like it too, please hit the like button and please subscribe. It's always appreciated. Thanks.